Hi everybody, Carissa here with Blitzy Creative Team, and today we're going to be creating just a background page in my art journal. So I'm working in the Canson mixed media book again, and I'm using some Dylusions ink sprays as well as some Dylusions paints. And I want to show you how to use stencils and these mediums to just create a background that you can have all ready to go when you're ready to do some art journaling. So here's a page that I already kind of started, because what I do is I smush different things that I'm using on other pages into blank pages in my journal. And when I am working with the Dylusions paints and the ink blending tool, you want to make sure that you get any of that excess paint off when you're done, so it doesn't dry and make your sponge really hard. So I will take a blank page and kind of just make circles and dots all around it, using up the excess paint. So that's what you're looking at here, along with some, also there's some like Imagine Crafts fireworks sprays on this page as well. So it has a little bit of a background started, and I'm just going to build on that using some more sprays and Dylusions paints. So I'm using this stencil to start with. It's from Prima by Finnabair. It's the Sunrise Sunset Collection. I don't know the name of the stencil, but it's got this awesome like checkered kind of pattern. And so I'm just kind of blending some of the fresh lime Dylusions paints on different areas. And then also I'm going to take some of the sprays in cut grass, and I'm going to spray it using that same stencil through the stencil onto my page, and then I'm going to turn it upside down, and I'm going to kind of rub it with a baby wipe and get that negative effect. So using the same stencil, you can get a lot of different kind of patterns and texture onto your page just by using it with the right side up and then flipping it over and kind of wiping off the extra sprays or paints or whatever you're working with, and get some really cool texture that way as well. And it works with all sorts of different stencils, and you can get some really cool effects that way. So the next stencil I'm working with is from the Crafters Workshop. It's Dina Wakely, and it's called Halftone Borders. I really liked all of the dots on that last strip there, so I pulled out the squeezed orange Dylusions paints, and I'm just going to add that kind of randomly on my page. Now you can see I kind of started pouncing, but I didn't really like that effect, so I went back to kind of circling and sponging on the paint through the stencil with that blending tool. I really like using that technique best, either doing a full coverage or working through a stencil. So I'm just adding some bits of texture all over the page to bring in that orange. I wanted to warm up the page a little bit, so that's why I pulled out the squeezed orange. Now, this is so easy to do. You can create a lot of different backgrounds in your journal page if you just want to get kind of inky and paint and just work through some of your mediums, but you don't really have a direction for a final journal page. Kind of that's where I was today, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't have a direction as far as what I really wanted to journal about, but I wanted to play with these paints and sprays together. So I was able to do that and create a really cool finished background page that when I am inspired to finish it, because I have some stencils coming, some like silhouette stencils that I thought would be pretty cool to use on it. When I get those, I'll be able to kind of finish the page and complete it. So you can do this and create tons and tons of background pages ready to use in your journal whenever inspiration hits. So I'm using the Black Marble Dylusion Sprays through a Donna Downey signature stencil called Alphabet Rerun, and you can see I turned the stencil over just like I did with the checker pattern and wiped off that excess spray and got kind of the reverse of the alphabet, and I think it looks really cool because it kind of blends more into the background and kind of has like that, it just gives an extra layer even though you're working in the same layer, so it's kind of a cool technique. So here's the finished page. It's all set to go. I know that when I get these other stencils I'll be able to build on it and I'll be all set to go. Half the work is already done. And I hope this inspired you to kind of just get into your journal, lay down some paint, use some stencils and sprays and play around and be creative, and who knows, it might take you to the end and you might finish the page, but if not, you've got one started. Thanks for watching.